who called the shots in this area decided to put a new facade from the eastern side. Because then we were already in German Empire. Yes, the Kingdom of Prussia in 1871 united all the German lands and declared it changed since that time. We still have a white eagle on red with a crown. And the colors of the Polish flag come from this tradition. The Polish flag is a younger tradition, but white and red come from there. So then Poland had a small empire. It was our glory days. Built by a Dutchman, Willem van der Meer, and his company, Abraham van der Blok, come here. So Abraham van der Blok built this gate, to accommodate the taste of the Polish king. He put, and of course, to emphasize the point, the ladies at the top. They also say something about how you should behave. The lady with the broken arrow, she is Concordia, agreement. Yes, you remember that cities need peace, liberty and agreement. So this is Concordia from the Roman temple. Yes, in the Roman Forum we have the temple of Concordia. Then we have the lady with scales, which is justice. Justice is important for sure. Recognize the third lady reading the Bible. She is piety. Yes, important. The Bible was the source of wisdom and law in a Protestant city. People were expected to know the Bible. So we have piety. And last lady with the lunette. Yes, some people say it's prudence. So you have to look ahead, yes, 20 years ahead, so that's the symbol of prudence, but others say it's science. Gdańsk had a scholarship for science, it was the preeminent scientific city in Poland, and the message for the king was that with having such a city, you are going to really dominate the world, because then people were very optimistic. They believed that it was about 30, 40 years until we find out how the world really works. Yes, so those who are first are going to rule the world. Now, when you ask the scientists, they will tell you, we probably don't know anything yet. Yes, but then they believed they knew everything. So science was important, and of course, all the money for science in Poland were going from Gdańsk. Yes, Krakow was second only to Gdańsk, did not even compare. Place. Sometimes cars run on this street, but let's hope there is no car so we have a chance to have it. A good view of it. So you see a beautiful building, very horizontal, built by another Dutch artist. It was the man who was working in Helsingør, Denmark, remodeling, adding details and adding the wings to the famous castle there, famous from Hamlet. Yes, Anton Ivanov Bergen. So he was a very talented man, already quite famous. He came to Gdańsk because he heard an offer. The offer in Gdańsk was that the city would spare no funds for the military constructions. Yes, there was an unlimited budget for the Arsenaal and the air walls and everything else. So when he heard that, he came to Gdańsk and started to build something that he would build if no one directed him. And Van Opbergen built an Arsenaal building that is really Dutch. That's why people say it fits more in Amsterdam. Just look at the very top. We have the cannonballs exploding. So this is like you are watching the war in front of your eyes. The nobility, all the rich merchants from this street would see how war looks like. I mean, in their imagination, the cannonballs there are sitting on rooftops that are supported by modern sphinx. You see the modern sphinx have a male face with a mustache, yes, and also female body is there, clearly. We have the wings there and also the bottom of a lion or as an animal, yes. So the genders are mixed there and the species are mixed. Mr. Van Opbergen had to explain that. People ask him politely, so what are the symbols there in this modern sphinx? Surely lots of symbols there that you put such a strange creature on the facade. And he says, honestly, only some people knew that there were some weapons under the well, so we could still continue fighting in the streets. Yes, that was the philosophy. But of course, the whole arsenal was a run-through building. So in case of war, on a wooden bench, and then two men in leather pants were asked to sit on it for about 20 minutes. And then they said, okay, just get up, and if they rose together with the bench, the beer was good. So it had to be like a glue, yes, not like a beer that you drink now. It was very strange, and that's why after 1945, it was not revived. People did not know how to brew this beer. It was very German beer to us. For 70 plus years, actually, we didn't have it. But people are asking all the time, yes, where is the Jopen beer? You have a street named after it. So I had to direct everybody to Haarlem in the Netherlands. There's something similar to that beer, inspired by Gdańsk later. I know they still have it. But we have a free world now, and everybody can move to Gdańsk if they have a good idea. Also, you couldn't build anything taller from bricks. That's why it was known as the record, the biggest church, because you could build taller churches, taller towers from the stone, but not from this material. It was cracking already. So that was the name.
Das ist die Danziger Madonna. 1400 noch was. Also da gibt es die sogenannten hübschen Madonnen, richtig schöne, und das sind die Danziger Madonnen. Wir bekommen jetzt mal auch das jüngste Geld wieder zu sehen.
Quite tall, the size of them, and the decorations were similar, Baroque decorations. Yes, remnants of the decorations you can see everywhere displayed. The trumpeters, these were the original, the whole wall taken by them. And the sound was also so beautiful that one musician, Jan Sebastian Bach, you heard about, yes, so he wanted to play the organs here, yes, and he was rejected. He was not good enough for the organs, so he used his connections. He had a friend in Gdańsk. Are narrow, they have large windows and really resemble Amsterdam. Yes, in many cases actually people ask how come this looks like a Dutch city. Yes, so of course it's true, and we know the family to blame for it. Yes, the Schwarzwalds, and you are standing in front of their house. The Schwarzwald house is this one, the tallest house on the block with very large windows. Everything was built by talent from Amsterdam. The people themselves were Dutch. So when they completed this facade, this house, they said, we are going to pay taxes like in Amsterdam. So they measured the street front and they said, this is the base for the tax. Yes, because as merchants, we only pay for access to the street. Yes, the mayor then said, pay taxes like in Danzig. You are not in Amsterdam. I don't understand. It's a very charming city now, limited by the polder, but it used to be a trading partner to Gdańsk. You know, these people in particular, they were not very well, they were not very well connected, but one of them had a good sense. And when his countrymen joined a riot, it was a religious riot by foreigners, he says, I'm not going to join it because I'm in Poland, so I'm going to stay loyal, yes? comfortable, don't worry. I know these places, I have to face you and talk about the town hall. So first, the town hall from this perspective, you can see an observation deck. There are the small turrets. Executions were announced there of the nobility and also of the danger. Yes, bugle call from these turrets would be played. And of course, the tower has a spire. And on the very top of the spire, we have a figure. This is the life-size figure of the Polish king. Yes, so those in Gdańsk who were questioning how things are run here, they ask, for example, it's a royal city, so who is really appointing the mayor, how is it governed? People would hear from those with a sense of humor that, look, above the king there is God, and under the king there is mayor, yes? So really it's like that, it's a vertical government, yes? God decides who is the king and the king appoints the mayor. But of course, it was not like that at all. Gdańsk was governed by oligarchic system of families, it depended on their history and their size. Yes? And also then, it was rebuilt by the same man who built the Golden Gate. It was Mr. van der Ploeg. Yes, so he added the creamy facade. So the arches are a remnant of the previous construction. It was a Gothic building, fraternity built by these families. And every part of the interior was owned by these families. Yes? So one family had a bench, another one had the door. They had to keep it up. The coat of arms was there, and they really had the proof that they are the oldest families here. So they established Gdańsk. Really. No, they talked, they drank beer inside. Actually, you had to pay $3 at the door for the whole night of drinking. Then you could drink whatever you wanted and how much you wanted. Yes, and some strange customs also emerged. We hear that when guests merchant family, they were intermarried into all the elite families here, and he would inherit all the wealth in port, all the ships and granaries. He was the scion, yes, but when he was 15, his parents died, and they died because they ate poisonous mushrooms. Yes, so it was a tragedy. Some sources say that he served the mushrooms to his parents, yes, but that was a rumor spread by his uncle, because his uncle took over the company and sent young Daniel to Amsterdam to train as a merchant. Yes, to get rid of young Daniel. Presidential library. So George Bush Sr. as ex-president already, and Ronald Reagan also made a visit to Gdańsk to see Lech Wałęsa, and they had to climb the stairs to the first floor. Yes, so that was the last time when important people visited. Now it's a museum again. Yes, and the locals know this gate as the Green Gate. Why Green Gate? On the other side, it will be easier for me to explain. Let's go to the other side, to the bridge, where the center of the port is located. This is actually the very center of Old Gdańsk. That famous part of